I think I would start by just paying a small tribute to Ali Habib. He was a great business icon and a great person, and today we have lost him, and it's a great loss to our country and to business community at large. Now, coming back to your question, Vikas, I think, look, if you look at the industries, we need to split into two: the local side, which caters to the local demand, and the industries which are catering to the export demand. The biggest challenge today is the industries which are catering to export orders, And as you know, because of our export market is primarily Europe and USA, and both economies are having huge challenges because of lockdowns, unemployment, and other issues because of COVID-19. So what is happening is, that suddenly they have stopped the orders. I would not say that they've stopped across the board, but the biggest hit is the apparel industry, followed by other export, which we do, home textiles. But by far the biggest hit today is the apparel industry, where the customers have actually halted the order by just saying that please don't ship the orders. So what are the two challenges? Challenges are: A is going to be jobs. How are we going to secure the jobs of those people, who are stitching the garments and who are working on salaries, daily wage, and piece rate? The other challenge is the liquidity, because of the sudden halt in shipments, all the exporters are facing a huge liquidity crunch. So at the same time, I would want to appreciate, the proactive decision making, at the federal government level, and I really want to thank our Minister for Advisor to Finance, Hafiz Sheikh Saab, Advisor to Commerce, Abdul Razak Daud Saab, and also the Minister for Industry, Hamad Azhar. I think they have really played a very important role in helping the businesses, at this time, and especially the export sector, where they really have been instrumental in releasing the stock, what we call the rebates, the DLTL, the sale tax. So at least, they're helping in easing the liquidity crunch, So that will help the industry to sustain. But the other challenge, which I mentioned earlier, is the jobs. How do we protect the jobs of the people? So I think every company has its own policy, in terms of retaining the jobs, whether they do it by holding people on job, and they say we will see after a couple of months, maybe the situation would start improving. So, every company is making its decision according to their situation. The opportunity, today will be our local demand, and it is a time, when the lockdown is over. I'm sure that we will not be at the same level of demand as pre-COVID-19, but I'm sure the demand should recover at least up to 80%, And if I give you the example of cement industry, since the government has relaxed, the construction industry, our cement demand in the north region has come back to 80%. So let's say if we were doing 100 tons day dispatch, we are back to 80 tons. So there's only a gap of 20% left. In South, because the lockdown is continuing and the Sindh government still hasn't relaxed the construction industry, so our demand recovery is very slow in the South. And also the other factor is the export, because the export is very important for the cement industries out of the South. So because of the lockdown in countries where we export, there is a permanent slowdown. But I'm sure as with time, maybe by next month, we'll start some recovery in the export for cement also. So other good decision I think the federal government has done is giving a very good package on the construction side. If you go back to histories, during World Wars, Great Depression, all those economies and countries at that time, whenever they get into the crisis, the best way to get out of the crisis is you reactivate your construction industry, because it employs a lot of people, especially people who are on daily wages. It helps reactivate, your industries which are linked with construction. Cement, steel are the bigger ones. But then you have 24 allied industries, which are linked with construction industry. So at this time, I think if the government is able to allocate, funds, from BSDP, and try to allocate those funds to build infrastructure, I think it will be a great stimulus to the overall economic activity, and it will help to kind of start and rebuild our growth from the level where we are today. The other, I think, sector is going to be agriculture. Agriculture is also a very important and a backbone, for Pakistan. It gives employment, in the rural areas, and is a food basket for people, who are living in the rural, of course, as well as the, people in the urban areas. If we are able to cultivate more land, into food security, because if you look at our imports, food imports, all the pulses, most of those items, palm oil are being imported in this country. But there are import substitutes, which we can do it, and this is the time I think the government should put a focus also in ensuring that the support price, wherever it's required, should be given, so the farmers are given the opportunity and the incentive, to grow the crops which we don't actually grow, and we depend mainly on imports. So that's going to be another segment, that can really be helpful in providing jobs and making sure that we don't, that people don't lose jobs. The third is Make in Pakistan. I think the Pakistan Business Council has been very vocal, that we need to start looking at industries for import substitution. And this is the right time. If you really want to create another, stimulus in the economy, this is the area where we have to look at it. That today, in Pakistan, during this COVID-19, we realized, that we don't make ventilators, we don't make masks, we don't make PPE suits. Everything is being imported into this country, So we really need to look at it, that how and what are the areas, that can be, where the entrepreneurs can invest, for import substitutions. And there are many industries, that can be looked at it. The other area, which is also important is, I think if we go back 20 years ago, after 9/11, when we faced the similar crisis, this crisis is different than 9/11, but the situation is exactly the same, where we had, lower growth, we had huge crisis on our current account, and other problems, which we faced. Today, because of the COVID-19, I think all the multilaterals, IMF, World Bank has come forward, and has given relief package to the developing economies, and Pakistan is one of the countries, which will benefit from it. So while all the commodity prices, have also come down, and with the reduction of interest rate, which is also a great step, and a very bold initiative by Governor State Bank, Dr. Zakir, I think all these decisions will help Pakistan to actually come out of the crisis in a much better way, because the decisions, as I said earlier, taken by the government, and now and also the decisions taken by the Governor State Bank, I think this is all going to create stimulus in our economy, and this is what is required. So and there's a bleak situation on the exports, but I'm very optimistic, that our local demand, our local industries, our construction industries will help us to recover our growth, which might be negative by end of this fiscal year. But if we get all our policies right, I think we can really come out of it in a very nice way, and it will help us to maintain the jobs, protect the jobs, help the domestic industry, and see, that we can help the businesses, we can help our people, and we need to be very innovative. As I said earlier also, that we really need to be very innovative. The industries which we are already, which we have a great strength, I think we need to start looking at more diversification. And this is the time we do it. The interest rates are going to come down. State Bank has also got a new policy that anybody who does a greenfield, will be eligible for 7%, lower interest rate, which is 7%. So all these are positive, I think, tools available for businesses, and I think it's up to us, that how we actually take the benefit of it.
Thank you very much, Ali. Very insightful.
Everybody mentioned is not comparable. This kind of crisis happened once in a century. So it is no way closer to 2008. This is far bigger crisis, and it's again a global pandemic. And this, as we all said, haven't seen in our lifetime. So you can't compare with 2008. It's a much bigger one. I think today the government needs more. We need more fiscal stimulus rather than austerity, because as we have seen that our lenders, our multilaterals have also been very liberal, in terms of giving additional funding to Pakistan. They've been very flexible in terms of announcing the stimulus package of 1.2 trillion. So this is a time I think we need more stimulus package, as Asad mentioned. It has to be 4 trillion. It's not about that the stimulus comes only in the economy. We also have to protect our small businesses and the people, which are daily earners, like daily wages, And I also want to congratulate our government, this SARS program, which they have rolled out. It has shown, that government at the time of crisis, is how to help the people, who needs the most. And this help needs to be expanded, because initially they have given 12,000, but God forbid, if this lockdown continues for a longer period of time, I think they even have to dish out more money, to make sure that these people are protected, during the crisis. What was the third one?
Last one was about how do we protect export jobs, because given the issues with the export.
Yeah, look, I told you in the beginning, that the export jobs are actually very vulnerable. And I mentioned, that it's not across all the segments, which are going to suffer. I think the biggest problem is the apparel industry, which also employs the largest number of people. In my textile business, I have told my team, that we're not going to lay off any single people, for the next few months. And I'm sure, that the world will start to open, and the orders will start coming in, not at the same level as it was pre-coronavirus, but I'm sure the demand will start to pick up. It's a time, that we help our people and try to